Let's talk to Ryan Horvat for a few minutes. Bet MGM tonight. Are we good?
What do you mean?
You and me.
Why? Why wouldn't we be good?
You're taking all your Rodgers stuff out on me.
You had a terrible take on social media, and I told you it was a terrible take. You literally said you don't care what they get in return for a first ballot Hall of Famer, a guy that just won back-to-back MVPs, and you say that you just want Rodgers gone, that the package doesn't matter. That's fine. You got to get something. You need multiple first-round picks, or it was the dumbest trade in NFL history. I think trading Aaron Rodgers is just borderline fucking stupid, to be quite honest. He's going to have a monster fucking year, and then you idiots, you really want to see him go do that elsewhere. That's on you.
This is the exact same thing. You have to trade the guy who's only got 1 or 2 years left when you have a guy that's younger. And, I mean, you tell me Jordan Love couldn't do what Aaron Rodgers did last year?
I don't know. I've never seen Jordan Love play football.
Because Rodgers wouldn't sit down because he knew that Jordan Love would be good.
You don't sit. You play injured.
Don't make me like this is the problem with the Rodgers thing. I'm not saying Love's going to be a Hall of Famer. I'm not.
What kind of pussy?
He's going to be good.
What kind of pussy sits out? If you're the starting quarterback of a football team, you go out there and you play football every week. Like, no matter what position you play. Like these are modern day gladiators. That's why I love Rodgers. That's why I loved watching Favre. Look at those injury reports: broken thumb, broken hand, concussion. Like, that's why the guy was a legend. I know he's a mess off the field right now. This is the same thing. This is like the same situation all over again. And I rooted for Favre that first year in New York. I didn't root for him when he went to Minnesota, but I did root for him when he was Jet. And that's how I feel about Rodgers. I'm going to root for Rodgers this year. And I'm excited that it looks like he's going to end up going to New York because now he has a chance to win a Super Bowl. I've already bet $100 on the Jets to win the Super Bowl at 22-1. I bet $50 on the Jets to represent the AFC plus 550. I think it's a guarantee that Rodgers wins at least 11, 12 games. They'll win the division over the Bills. Absolutely. Kind of out on the Bills. You have a top 5, top 10 defense with the Jets, all those skill position players. Like you said, you don't care about the package, so nobody's going in return. It's not like you're getting the Sauce Gardner. So it don't matter. Jets are stacked, baby. J-E-T-S. Jets, Jets, Jets. I got to tell Sparky today, I may not watch a Packer game this year.
But you're the co-host of Kurt and Long on the Odyssey.
No. What's this? Fuck out of here. That bullshit.
You, aren't you an owner like me?
I mean, like, I'll always love the Packers, but I'm pretty upset right now.
So, like, Rodgers wasn't good last year. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, they traded away Devontae Adams like a bunch of fucking idiots. They let him go to the Raiders. They franchise tagged him, and then they traded him away. He's the best wide receiver in the entire National Football League, and they just traded him away. And I was like, okay, well, maybe they could go with the Chiefs model. The Chiefs model was, and I read those. I got to get into a couple different things, actually. I'm glad that you're having me on because I got a couple bones to pick, and I think that you knew what you were doing when you asked me to jump on here. First things first. No, Rodgers wasn't very good last year. He was awful.
I want to say one thing first.
What? Rodgers
clearly doesn't care about the environment, making the Jets officials burn a bunch of fuel to go cross country for a meeting that could have been a Zoom.
Yeah. Well, the Jets organization,
wine and dine.
The Jets organization.
I'm not getting enough attention from Green Bay. Maybe I can get all the Jets to fly out here.
They have shown more love already to Aaron Rodgers in 24 hours than the Green Bay Packers have in the last 17 years. So here's the thing. No, Rodgers
years ago when they gave him that contract for no reason.
Okay, yeah, and there's a couple different things we're going to get into here then. Good. Because Rodgers sucked last year. He had a broken thumb on his throwing hand the majority of the season. So like the Chiefs, they trade away Tyreek Hill and they go out and they get Juju Smith-Schuster and MVS. The Packers trade away Devontae Adams only to bring in checks notes Sammy Watkins, right?
Yeah, Sammy.
He's solid. He has not played a full season since checks notes. 2016, his rookie year. That was the last time that Sammy Watkins ever played 16 games in a season. So he was fucking awful. Yeah, and then you had Christian Watson, first play of the season, Perfect fucking ball from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Drop. Terrible. And then Christian Watson couldn't stay on the field. So, yeah, Christian Watson was awesome after week 11, but he couldn't stay on the field. He was hurt every single week. And it would be, oh, well, we had this drawn up for Christian Watson this week. 87% of our plays were for Christian Watson. And then he got hurt on the first drive. Offense went to shit. Romeo Doubs, way too inconsistent. Just drops. You can't, if you're a veteran quarterback, 37, 38, like Brady isn't throwing balls to rookies, right? Like Matt Ryan, there's no excuses. Rodgers sucked last year. The team sucked. The offense sucked. It was no good. Here's my problems, okay? So Jordan Love, I want him to ball out. I want him to be good because I like Jordan Love. But even if he's good, it doesn't matter to me. Like you guys, everybody could come at me on social media. It doesn't erase the fact that it was a stupid fucking pick. It was. I
agree with you. The pick was terrible.
They went to the NFC Championship game that year, and they gave up 300 yards on the ground.
We could not be more in agreement. That was a bad
general
pick.
Manager with half of a fucking brain fixes the run defense, which, again, this year, 32nd in DVOA. Right? I thought this was a top 10 defense. Gooch wasted all those picks, but nothing ever comes back to Goo. Savage sucks. Is Stokes any good? Like other than Gary on the defensive side of the ball, I like Jair, but he wasn't as good this year. So I'm just saying, like, the Jordan Love pick, it never made sense. It didn't make sense because you had just paid Aaron Rodgers, right? They had just given him a 4-year deal. And then you knew he was going to ball out because that's what he does when he plays with a chip on his shoulder. He has 2 MVP seasons, and you pay him again. So, like, that's why I didn't like the Jordan Love pick. And I was right about Jordan Love. He was a 3-year project. The general manager of the football team and the head coach did not know Jordan Love was capable of being an NFL starting quarterback until last season. And then it was, oh, man, we kind of like what we have in Jordan Love. But the year before, they weren't sold on him, so they extended Aaron Rodgers and gave him more money. So I wasn't wrong. Jordan Love was a project, and hopefully he does work out. But I think everybody needs to pump the brakes a little bit. Secondly,
so even if let's say Jordan Love has as good of a year, let's just put the bar at Geno Smith.
That's an awesome year. If Jordan Love goes out there and
throws, if he is as good of a year as Geno Smith, and he's the starting quarterback for the Packers, are the Packers good enough to still win 9-10 games, or do they suck?
No, the NFC is terrible. That's why I want Rodgers back, because now he's pissed off. Now it's year 2 for Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. You could draft the tight end in the first round. You could go out and get Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame or Kincaid or any of those guys, and I think they'd be much better this year. But it's full rebuild time, or it's rebuild on the fly team. I still think they could win games with Jordan Love. Again, I'm rooting for Jordan Love to be good. I like the Packers. I'm a little let down. They're trading away my favorite player of all time. I actually am a loyal fan. I show loyalty. I get that you guys are all celebrating. You're all excited.
But I'm loyal to the Packers. You're loyal to a guy. It's the same thing that happened 15 years ago.
I'm loyal to the same guy that was loyal to he played on one leg. He played with a broken leg. I mean, he played with how many different injuries? He rushed back from a broken collarbone, and people shit on him because he was terrible against Carolina years ago and they missed the playoffs. How many other quarterbacks returned for that game? He played hurt every single year. Every year there was a new injury. And also he was fucking awesome. I had a lot of fun watching Aaron Rodgers play quarterback for the Packers. I wish there was more than one Super Bowl, but it doesn't erase all the good times, like watching with my family a Hail Mary pass to win a game. Beating the Bears. I know that it's just the Bears, but beating the Bears twice every year. That's fun to me. Watching him just yell at a bunch of innocent bystanders at Soldier Field, I fucking own you. That's why I like football. That's why we root for these teams. Big Rodgers guy. Secondly, one thing I hate, player X interviews. If you don't have the fucking balls to put your name next to your fucking quote, you're irrelevant. You're a huge pussy, and I don't want to hear from you. Somebody within the Packers organization says that Aaron Rodgers pissed on their toilet seat and also grabbed their girlfriend's ass. He made a rude remark about their wife. None of that shit's true. You're a coward. Put your name next to it. Romeo Doubs says this. At least when Deshaun Kaiser wanted to talk about how Rodgers is a weirdo, he went on the podcast and put his name on it. I hate the player X interviews. I'm a little worried about some of the Green Bay Packer bloggers because all it's been the last 4 years, bitch about Rodgers. It's It's Jordan Love time. Now Rodgers is gone. The bad guy's not here to hurt you guys anymore. So what's going to be the excuse if they don't win a Super Bowl the next 10 years? Then Jordan Love's a big choke artist, right? He's no good. He's a complete bust. He has to win a Super Bowl in 10 years, right? Because Rodgers only won one Super Bowl. Favre only won one Super Bowl. So, like, now Jordan Love, look at the pressure you guys have put on Jordan Love. He needs 2, right? I'm just asking questions.
I don't know. I don't like that you're lumping me in with everybody.
You hate you like you were team. We were always, it was you and I on the same side. You switched up. You hate Aaron Rodgers. I'm fine with that. I'm just asking you, for Jordan Love to have a successful career in Green Bay, does he need to win 2 Super Bowls?
I think that the pick was bad. And I always said the only way to justify that pick would be if Jordan Love wins a Super Bowl and Aaron Rodgers wins a Super Bowl in the next 3 years. Because what you have done is you have shown Rodgers that the team is good enough that we can just blow a first-round pick on your future that won't start for 3 to 4 years. So the season, it's already a failure. But for Love, now he needs to – no, I think he just needs 1 Super Bowl.
But then, okay. So why was it different for Aaron Rodgers? I'm just asking.
Well, at the beginning of Rodgers' career, I would have said Rodgers just needs 1 Super Bowl for it to be a success. But now he's played so many years and had so many chances and come up short.
Let me ask you this really quick. If Aaron Rodgers is just the same old Aaron Rodgers from 7-8 years ago, right? If he's hanging out with Bronny, if he's like, you see him at the Bucks game, you rarely hear from the guy except for when he's on like Tuesdays with Aaron, with Jason Wilde. Do you hate Aaron Rodgers this much? He had a bad year, but he also had 2 MVP seasons before that. Do you hate Aaron Rodgers this much? If he's not on McAfee, if it isn't for the COVID stuff, which I know you don't care about.
I don't care that he did not get vaccinated. What I didn't like about that was he went to the podium and said, I've been immunized. You want to talk about put your name on it? Bro, you don't want to get the vaccine. That's fine. Put your name on it then. Don't be like, oh, I've been immunized, to deflect and then blame the reporters for not following up. You purposely lied. Just like you lie when you say folks, just like you lie all the fucking time.
Well, okay. So like for that though, he didn't want to come out and say, don't get vaccinated. He literally said that. He's like, I did my research. I did my own research. Right. And some people think he's loony or whatever, but he wasn't marching around like, don't get the shot. The government's putting chips in your brain. Like
he's doing that now.
He just wanted to keep it a secret. So people, didn't treat him like this, because now everybody hates Aaron Rodgers. Like nothing's ever been the same since then. So he didn't want to get vaccinated.
He loved that. He's like, oh, I'm going to get canceled. He had an 18-minute manifesto about how he was going to get canceled by the woke mob.
I'm not getting into
the same stupid branding traps that everything's woke. What are we doing?
Well, that's because everybody started like fucking killing him and crushing him.
He didn't get canceled for a minute. He probably wanted to be canceled so he could play the victim more.
I hated that part of the pandemic. Like, that's personal. Like, we shouldn't have even known about his vaccination status. I get then like he had to sit out for the 10 days, but that was always bullshit. Like, we didn't need to know who was vaccinated and who wasn't vaccinated.
Yeah,
it wasn't
got a little extreme.
It wasn't like he was Cole Beasley. Like, oh, I'm not playing. Or it wasn't like he was Kyrie Irving. Like, he was just, hey, man, I don't really want to put this in my body. And then everybody crushed him. Everybody killed him. And it just went so on and so on and so on. So much to now where
I'm blocking everyone online that thinks there's so many people that anytime I say anything about Rodgers, even if this is the first time they've ever seen my Twitter, they assume that if someone doesn't like Rodgers, it's because he didn't get vaccinated. Can we show a little more like can we just not be so stupid?
Well, why don't you like Aaron Rodgers? Seriously.
I don't like Aaron Rodgers because
he only won 1 Super Bowl.
I don't like Aaron Rodgers because he did not get the vaccine. Just kidding. Don't cut that part. I don't know. I'm glad you asked me this because Bodie, our friend Bodie.
Nick?
No. Bodie 911.
Okay, gotcha.
He really does not think I've done a proper analysis on why I don't like Aaron Rodgers.
Neither do I. I agree with Bodie.
All right, so I will tell you right now, and if you want to accept this, you can accept this, and if you don't want to, you don't have to.
Okay.
I think Aaron Rodgers is a good person.
Yeah.
He's not a bad person like Favre's a bad person.
Yeah, Favre's a piece of shit, like an awful human being. Rodgers is a good dude that's misunderstood. Go on. I'm sorry.
Rodgers is a good dude. He helps out. He's great when Rodgers is a tremendous
human.
He's a great human.
Yes.
He is.
Okay.
Rodgers has qualities in him as a person that I don't jive with, okay? Basically everything I don't like about a person he has. Now, that doesn't make him, that shouldn't make me not, like, that shouldn't, so, hey, not everyone gets along, on God's green. Not everyone gets along. What I don't like about Rodgers is that his insecurities have projected this image that has taken over the Green Bay Packers. He's insecure. He's an insecure guy. I'm diagnosing this. I don't know what's happened in all of his relationships. He seems to, again, like I've always said, be a personality chameleon. The stuff he's saying right now, because he's hanging out with Aubrey Marcus and Joe Rogan, are different than things he said 5 years ago when he was hanging out with Mercedes Martellus Bennett, are different than the things that he said 10 years ago when he was hanging out with Ryan Braun. His personality changed. I want Rodgers, like, who is Aaron Rodgers? This is what I'm saying. Who are you? I don't know who you are. I know who you're a different person in different groups of people. Who is Aaron Rodgers? What are your beliefs? What do you care about? 10 years ago, Aaron Rodgers gets the COVID shot. That's not why I don't like him. But now it's a different guy. It's a guy that wants to be misunderstood. He's not misunderstood. He's very understood. You have insecurities about something. You keep chasing approval. You're making the Jets fly out to you because the Packers wouldn't do it this year.
Well, I don't think
what I don't like is that he has become such a time suck. And yes, my job has been, I'm a sports guy. Aaron Rodgers is a big story in that. So it's always, every time, like the Jared Stillmans of the world, the John Elway reports, the cleaners at his house, the golf membership getting renewed, him going on this podcast, him doing a darkness retreat, him flying the Jets out. If every 36 hours there needs to be new Rodgers content, and I think that it's not all his fault, but he does a lot to do that. I'm just saying, as a fan, here's my absolute take on Rodgers. I think he's insecure. I don't think we know the real Rodgers. I think that he needs help. I think that I need help for my obsession with the fact that I think he needs help. I don't want him to be my quarterback anymore because I'm tired of the off the field stuff, and the attention is not worth what we're getting in return on the field. And I want to move on. I want to move on from Aaron Rodgers. It's as simple as I want off this ride. The same thing I've been saying for 3 years. And I say he's a personality comedian, and I say whatever. But I don't say Aaron Rodgers is a terrible human. I don't say Aaron Rodgers is scum of the earth. I don't say any of those things. I just personally no longer want him to be the quarterback of my football team. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I do want him to be the starting quarterback of my football team, and I'm fine rooting for the Jets.
Why does that make me like? Why does that make me want Rodgers to get tied down to a strap and get a COVID fucking Moderna here and Pfizer here and
I only talk shit to you because you are going full heel and you're doing this to troll. That tweet that you had the other night was a full-on troll.
Which one?
And I told you it was a terrible take. I'm pissed off right now, but I love the Green Bay Packers, and I want the best return if they're trading away Aaron Rodgers.
But I'm not trolling. I'm honestly so this is what I said the other day.
Dude, you got to get stuff in return for him because
Horvat, I know that. But when Rodgers gets traded, it's not going to be a matter of, well, what do we get back? Oh, okay. It's going to be, thank God, what do we get back? Okay, whatever.
No, I want multiple first-round picks.
Well, I do too, but if they don't get it.
Packers are going to have to eat that. Like, dude, this is just – here's my thing. I have taken on the role of Aaron Rodgers fanboy because somebody has to.
You want to talk about troll? You're fake buying tickets to the Jets.
That's not fake. How? That's not fake. Oh, buying tickets to go see the. I thought you meant
I know you're betting on the Jets. You ain't going to MetLife 8 times a year to watch them.
So it's a 2-hour and 40-minute drive from my house, and I'm going to at least 4 or 5 games. Yes, I am. I love Aaron Rodgers. I went to Lambeau Field week 17 because I knew that was probably going to be the last chance I had to see him start at quarterback for the Packers. Here's my thing. Everybody on social media is a fucking fraud. Everybody in sports media, everybody.
But not me.
No, but like now you're like joining them, and this is why
I'm not. I'm being me.
Because everybody takes the same shit and recycles it over and over. The Oscar or whatever. Now it's the darkness retreat. Rodgers does. It's like the same jokes over and over, and it's not even just like it's like Schefter, and it's like all these guys, and everybody is just like this big fraternity. Yeah. Like, just going off on the same dude. And I just don't think that I don't think it's right because I think Aaron Rodgers is a good dude. I remember during the pandemic a couple of years ago when the fucking celebrities, all they were doing to help people was sing Imagine. And I remember the government doing jack shit for small business owners up until like 5-6 months too late. And I remember Aaron Rodgers and fucking Prez from Barstool Sports saving small business owners. Like,
yeah, I agree. I say that all the time.
I hear these Player X interviews, and I hate to be like, oh, like I know people, like my best friend, one of my best friends in the world goes over to the offensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers house. Like they're really good friends. They played at Michigan together. I hear these stories. Guys don't hate Rodgers. Nobody is like, Rodgers isn't this awful human being, this awful teammate. Like he's loved in that locker room by most of the guys. Like he's had really good relationships with pretty much everybody the last decade plus. James Jones, Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb. Look at the guys he hasn't had good relationships with. Guys that are trying to get into the media and they want to stir up shit. Jermichael Finley. When's the last time you heard Jermichael Finley on a podcast talking about, the Chiefs' defensive line? Or, are the Chiefs going to be able to protect Patrick Mahomes? It's always, let's slander the name of Aaron Rodgers and just throw shit at the wall. Greg Jennings. It's like these are the guys, though, that have something against it. I don't know. I don't think any of this was ever fair. I think that it's really sad. 17-year career. Guy's going to be a Hall of Fame Pro Bowl quarterback. He's not Favre, and this is the way we're treating him. It's just get the fuck out of here. Don't even grab a bagel. I just don't think it's right, and it's kind of what I hate about the NFL. Like, I'm also the guy that roots for running backs to get paid, and I want these guys to make guaranteed money. I really enjoyed the last almost 2 decades watching Rodgers start at quarterback. You always knew he was going to be out there. He was going to play hurt. And every year you had a chance to win a Super Bowl. Like a couple years ago against Tampa Bay, they should have won that game. I went back and watched that game 4 times last week, man. Devontae had a terrible drop in the end zone.
He did.
He drops a fucking 2-point conversion to tie the game. Aaron Jones, stop fumbling the fucking ball in big games. Kevin King. Enough said. And I hate to be the officials fucked us. We got fucked. Tampa Bay's defensive backs were holding all game long. One of those is an interception. I mean, we've all seen the Allen Lazard jersey tug, and then they call that. And then last year, 2 years ago against San Francisco, Rodgers, he didn't know he had to go out there and win that game because they were in control all game long until the special teams just completely fell apart. This year, no free pass. Rodgers sucked, and he seemed disinterested at times. But he also did go on that run at the end of the year, and
no, he didn't. The defense did.
No, they just played nobody. Like, let's be honest. Did the defense even go on a run, or did they play fucking Baker Mayfield and Kirk Cousins and a bunch of bums?
And then they lost to the Lions, who ran a lateral on the last play of the game.
So anyway, I will forever defend Aaron Rodgers. I'm rooting for him with the Jets. I hope he wins a Super Bowl. I also hope Jordan Love wins multiple Super Bowls.
I've enjoyed my time as an Aaron Rodgers Packer fan. I am just... if this is a story, if this is a movie, if this is The Walking Dead, not everybody watched, and I never saw it, but what I've learned is not a lot of people stuck with The Walking Dead. They got out after season 5 or 6 or 7. I'm just not gonna finish the show. I'm not interested anymore. I want a new show.
Do you think Dolphin fans were just ready for Dan Marino to go? They're like, get Dan Marino the fuck out of here. Choke artist. He's never won a Super Bowl. Do you think Patriots fans were celebrating when Tom Brady left?
I don't feel that Aaron Rodgers is ever going to win a Super Bowl again. So what's good is it have him being on my team so I can have fun games? I mean, they're not even fun anymore. Watching the Packers has not been fun in years.
It was pretty fucking fun. Like they won 13 games 3 years in a row. That's fun. That is fun.
Nobody cared.
That is fun. I can't. You guys are crazy with this stuff, man. Like you would rather be a fan of the Chicago Bears and suck every year than
Never
win
said
13
that.
games?
Never said that. I just know what we're going to get. It's watching the same thing every year. I don't want to watch it anymore, Ryan.
All right. Well, so the Packers make the playoffs this year with Jordan Love.
Will they? Yes.
Who has a better year, Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers? And will you at least take me up on my bet? Everybody all morning, like I tried it with ESPN Homer. Everybody had something to say, but like nobody wants to put their money where their mouth is. I want to bet $500 that Rodgers has a better year than Jordan Love, or that the Jets win more games than the Packers, or they go farther. Whatever you guys want.
Well, Rodgers is going to be on a mission to throw for 40 touchdowns, so I don't want to bet statistics with you, but I
also think. Here, how about this? $100. I say Rodgers goes to the Super Bowl this year. I'll bet another 100 with you. Doesn't matter what Jordan Love or the Packers do. I'm saying Aaron Rodgers will play in the Super Bowl this season. I guarantee it. I'll put it in blood.
What do I have to put up?
$100. If Aaron Rodgers, if the Jets
I'll make that. Yes.
Or the Raiders, wherever he ends up. All right, there you go. Boom. Finally, somebody takes some action from me at least a little bit.
But then let's do another 100 because this will be a way for you.
Actually, hold on. People still owe me from the MVP. Remember when Rodgers was washed and everybody loved the Jordan Love pick, and I went on the Rodgers revenge tour for 2 years and he won 2 MVPs? Nobody's ever even paid me that money. Where's Ellerson? Nobody ever gave me money for that.
I want to bet you the Packers have a better record than the Jets. I want to bet you that.
All right, deal. $100?
Yeah, does it matter if the guys get hurt or what?
No. If Rodgers tears his ACL week 1, too bad, so sad. That's the other thing I hate really quickly while you're allowing me on your podcast. You know what drives me nuts? When people bet player props and like the said player gets hurt like 5-10 minutes into the game and people just bitch to the sports books and the sports books like give them their money back. Like that's the price of doing business. You place a wager.
I agree. I'm
wager.
Pro sports book on that one. I agree.
Can you redeem my bet? Giannis left this game. Hey, at least you got the Bucks. Bucks are going to win the championship. I bet that again. Agree. I can't believe that we're getting crazy prices like that. So at least they're fun. At least they're good because who knows? I was watching Jordan Love workout tape for like 2.5 hours this morning. Just Jordan Love just working out with his quarterback coach. Looks good.
All right, so Packers good. More than the Jets.
Yep.
You want to just go 100? You keep throwing out more than that.
I mean, I'll go as high as you want to go with that. I think Rodgers is going to have a monster year.
All right, so I'll go 100.
Okay.
That the Packers have more wins than the Jets.
You really want to make that bet? The Jets almost won.
We're making it right now.
The Jets won 9 games last year.
Wait, are you backing down from the bet? That's what it sounds like.
No. I mean, the Jets won 9 games with Mike fucking White, Chris Streveler, and Zach Wilson. I don't care what you think of Aaron Rodgers.
And then you're going to give me a free $100 when the Jets don't make the Super Bowl.
Sure. Jets are going
But if they do, I have to give you 100. No odds.
Yeah, no odds. I've already bet it. It's 22-1 still if anybody does want to bet the Jets to win the Super Bowl. That price will be gone. I bet you it goes down to like 15-1, maybe 18-1 after the Rodgers deal goes through. When do you think that he gets moved? When do you think he's officially a Jet? I want my apparel. And is he going to be allowed to wear 12? Or is Rodgers going to have to go back to his Cal days and wear 8?
Well, Namath already said he could wear 12, I think.
So Namath's going to give up 12, but the Packers beat reporters and you don't want the guy to be the quarterback anymore. I love this. Joe Namath is giving back number 12. He's unretiring his number. And we're like, get out of here. Got to see what the kid from fucking Utah State has, baby. Dumbest fucking fan base. Dumbest fucking fan base.
I mean, when you put it that way.
You know what I loved? I loved when
I hate when guys unretire their jersey. That sucks.
I loved when 8. I loved when I was there day 1 for Aaron Rodgers and everybody was booing him. That's the thing. That's the other thing. You guys never accepted Aaron Rodgers. He was a California pretty boy.
Oh, come on.
Now he's a hippie and a terrible human
he's
being.
not. He doesn't. He's nothing. He's a nothing. He's a nothing.
You guys never appreciated him. You never accepted him. I now have people telling me that 2011 was a fluke. Go back and watch that Atlanta game, the way that he surgically tears apart that secondary. Go back and watch him throw. Okay, he throws a bad interception to Brian Urlacher. How many quarterbacks have made open field tackles on Brian Urlacher to save a touchdown in the championship game? I'll answer that question. 1, his name, Aaron Charles Rodgers.
He had a great career. I'm ready for something else. Is that so wrong?
No.
Well, then why are you so mad at me?
Well, you keep poking the bear. You know how I feel about this.
Well, geez.
I got to be honest. I don't like the way like everybody is celebrating this. I thought it would just be like, oh, I'm fine with the people. Like, I have no problem if you're ready to move on to Jordan Love. But
that's what I am.
There's no reason to be rude about it on social media. Like, fuck Aaron Rodgers. I'm so ready for him to go. Karen Rodgers, go back into the darkness.
Those are all in my drafts, but I haven't tweeted any of those.
I told you I was coming on for 12 minutes. We're now at 31. See, you fired. Now I'm all fired up. Not going to get my nap in now, so I'm going to be crabby tonight. Best time of the year, conference tournaments. And this is the other thing. The Packers are ruining fucking my favorite time of the year.
Yes, that's what they always do because of Rodgers.
Last year, I'm all excited for the NCAA tournament. We're watching St. Peter's pull off this huge upset.
Whatever happened to that guy?
He's at Seton Hall.
Yeah, did he even play?
Barely. And then I have to hear about Devontae getting traded to the Raiders. Now I'll be enjoying March Madness and Rodgers. My favorite player of all time is going to be a Jet, just like Brett. It's so crazy how that's going to work out, though, isn't it? That he's going to literally go down the same path as Brett and become a Jet.
I don't even think this Doug Ewert guy even played. Was that his name?
Oh, him. I thought you meant the coach.
No.
Holloway. No, I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
Where'd he go?
No clue. Couldn't point him out. Are you going to get a Jordan Love jersey?
No, I don't wear jerseys anymore.
So if Jordan Love has like a really bad year, let's say he leads the league in interceptions, is that okay? Like, hey, we want to see what Love has year 2. It's fine. It's only year 1. Rodgers wasn't great.
Was it okay when Rodgers went 6-10?
Rodgers was really Rodgers was good that year, though.
He was. I agree. They lost a lot of games because of the defense. I agree.
Yeah, right. And then like the next year they were
Rodgers. That was the thing about Rodgers at the time. People said he wasn't clutch because he would bring him back with 1:43 to go, and then Jake Delhomme would fire a pass down 80 yards to Steve Smith and beat us.
I'm fine with
Rodgers wasn't clutch. That was bullshit.
Again, like Rodgers always had it rough, in my opinion. And so I'm going to miss him. I'll continue to probably fight with people that continue to post bullshit. Like, I don't want to hear your Player X interviews. Again, if player doesn't want to put his name on the quote, I don't want to hear the quote. Do people really care? Like, and do people really believe that shit? Do you really believe that somebody's just walking around that locker room talking to former beat reporters that don't even work for the team anymore and saying, hey, dude, check this out. Come here real quick. Rodgers, right? Fucking guy calls audibles. We don't know what the fuck the audibles are. What the fuck is XYBZ? This guy is a lunatic. I think he eats fucking paste. He doesn't talk to his fucking family.
He doesn't.
He is weird. But hey, don't put my name on that. Okay? Don't put my name on it. That doesn't, like, nobody's doing that. That's not happening. Where do you see these players at that they're Player X? He's just at the bar? Oh, hey, there's Ladarius Gunter. Hey, Ladarius, what's up? Hey, man, nothing, just getting some wings. Let me tell you a quick story about Aaron Rodgers. Real fuckface, that guy, okay? Did you know he didn't even get vaccinated? Don't put my name on this, though. And then here they are on their paywalls. Pay $4.99 for my blog to read this bullshit.
All right, I think you need a nap.
All right, that's all I got for the day. Thanks for having me.